Hi there, welcome to the archive. So I'm going to switch back to Game Changers, um, stories of Hijabi athletes from around the world. This one is written by Charlene Smith, and um, the forward is by Shireen Ahmed, and it's illustrated by Natalia Tariq. So today we're sticking to Canada. Um, and the United States. Canada. So we are looking at Kiandra Browne. Okay, that's the image for her. So we're looking at Kiandra Browne today. So Kiandra is what is this? So we are number 5 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, she's the 5th game changer here in the book, and she was born in Montreal, Canada. Um, Kiandra was born in Montreal, Canada. She lives in the United States though, but she was born in Canada. She is one of the first ones to convert to Islam. So most everybody so far was born into an Islamic family. Kiandra, her family I believe was Christian, and in high school spent a lot of time with a lot of Muslim girls. She went to Saint Laurent High School in Montreal, and she just grew up with a lot of Muslims, but her family was Christian. So we're going to get into that. But anyway, she grew up in Montreal. She started playing sports really young. She's played track and field. She's done judo. She's done soccer. Kiandra's done volleyball, flag football. I've only played flag football once, and I had a fun time. And hockey. She also played hockey as well too. But ringette was her favorite. So Kiandra's like an athlete, right? Multi-talented. Ringette was where she initially got her start, and she loved playing ringette. Ringette is kind of like hockey. I knew somebody who played ringette once. Ringette is kind of like hockey, but the stick is like curved differently. I don't know if it's different. I don't know, but ringette. She started playing that when she was 2 years old. Oh my goodness, that's very early. So she started playing 2 years old. By the time she was in 5th grade, she was tall. So by the time she was already in grade 5, she's 6 feet 2. 6 feet 2, so she's super tall. Well, at least compared to like a 5'6", 5'7", like me. But so by grade 5, she's already 6 feet 2 on her skates. Okay, see, that was on her skates. How tall are skates? So maybe she's like what, 6 feet? She's still tall. See why you have to finish the whole sentence? Okay, so she basically was a very physical player because she was tall. She spent a lot of time in the in the penalty box. That is relatable. That's definitely relatable. Yes, in rugby we call it the sin bin. I don't know if they still call it the sin bin. Where I play rugby, they called it the sin bin. So spent a lot of time in there. In just to include. Anyways, I'm gonna stick to her because they're like, Dorothy's a narcissist. She's making about herself again. Relatable, right? For those girls who played sports, but not only did you play sports, but you were really physical, and everybody, as a black woman, they already see you as aggressive. So when you play sports and you are aggressive, it becomes like a whole stereotype, right? I think in high school, my rugby name, my nickname was the brick wall, right? Because you couldn't really get past me. And so it's just, I would be interested to hear what black women in sports who are aggressive, who are physically aggressive, what that's like to attribute those qualities when black women in general, even outside of sports, are seen as like the angry black women. And when you live in a body or when you have extra melanin, that makes everybody look at the extra melanin as like aggressive, angry, violent. But then you also can take on some of those stereotypes, especially in sport, right? Where I play rugby because I was able to get my anger out there, because I was able to be aggressive, right? I found creative ways, and I'm sure that that was what's happening here with Kiandra and other people. You find creative ways to take out that energy, right? All of this racism I have to hold in, I'm gonna take it out on the rugby court. People have different coping mechanisms, but I think that hi Aria, that can happen. Um, so anyway, so basically she's really tall. She loved playing ringette. but it's not an Olympic sport. So she was like, girl, I'm not going to waste my time here. What is similar, she also loved, her family she comes from a basketball family, right? So I think her mom played basketball, her grandmother played basketball. So here you see elder generations who also played sports, which is really special, right? To have, I think I was one of the first ones in my family as a girl to play sports. That would have been really special. I wonder what it would have been like. Did my mom play sports? I've never heard stories of my mom playing sports, right? Or my grandmother playing sports. But that would be incredible to live in a family or to grow up with a mother who already paved that way for you, who had a mother who already paved that way for you as well too. So you see, she's a third generation basketball player. That's incredible. So basically, that she was like, why don't you try it? So she tried it and she found that she was really good at it. So again, she went to Saint Laurent High School in Montreal. Her basketball team regularly traveled to the United States to play ball. So she was also lucky because while she was in the States, Americans were able to scout her. So she got scouted in the United States when her Canadian team traveled there to play. But so she decided to go to Indiana University, Bloomington, and that's where she converted to Islam. Okay, so she, like I said before, she grew up in a Christian family. They didn't really talk much about religion, though. Her high school, like I said, had a large Muslim population, and she had several Muslim friends. And so she would learn about prayer. She learned about the hijab. She knew about Ramadan because of her friends. And so after high school, attended a Christian prep school. So they talked to her about Bible studies, and she'd ask a lot of questions, right? Like I do. You see me now. I've always asked a lot of questions. A lot of Christians don't like that. You're not supposed to question the Bible. You just accept it as it is. And you're like, but how come Lot had kids with his daughter? You have questions. And so Kiandra had questions for her Bible school, and they just didn't, she wasn't satisfied with the answers. And I've heard I know a lot of people who end up leaving Christianity because they're like, you can't give me an answer. Common theme among a lot of people, right? The Christians, they either don't tell you the full story. I didn't know until I was an adult that Christianity was not the first religion. I thought Christianity was the first religion everybody came after and everybody got it wrong. Come to find out that Christianity is one of the youngest religions. You're like, how'd you get so arrogant? How did you made me think that we were the first and only religion, but you came after all of them? You came after Hinduism? You came after Buddhism? But they're going to hell and you're right. So we have questions. So Kiandra's one of those kids. Thankfully she had Muslim friends who were able to give her different perspectives, right? So she was able to gain different beliefs. They would take her to mosque. She spoke with an imam, right? The imam gave her a copy of the Quran, and some other books on Islam. And so during the summer before her first year of college, she was inspired to pick up these books. She read about Islam. It just felt very natural. It made sense to her. She would take an Uber to mosque. She knocked on the door and she converted. So she converted to Islam, which is different from her family, but her family was okay with it. She felt a sense of peace. She had belonging. She felt like she belonged. And so she started her first year of university. A lot of her teammates didn't even know that she was Muslim. But the next year so in her second year, she decided to wear the hijab. And she was told that she wasn't allowed to wear it covering her neck. You could cover your hair, but it can't cover your neck. And she was like, well, no, I want to cover my neck. And so her neck, she didn't like it because it felt exposed. And so basically, Kiandra, she wrote an email to the National Collegiate Athletic Association, which is the NCAA, telling them that she wanted to wear her hijab. And she was going as of next season, I'm wearing my hijab. And so they basically didn't have a problem with that. Her hijab, the way that she wanted it, which was good news for her and her team. So basically, she's a really good basketball player. She scores a lot of points on the court. She's high energy and she's really enthusiastic. So this is Kiandra's story. There's another image of her standing there. Okay, so Canadian basketball player Kiandra Browne. This is the image. All right. So I'm going to end it here for now until next time, in solidarity.